$1,000,000,000,000,000,000. I remember in that same town, Plainfield, New Jersey, living in this shabby little 2-bedroom apartment that we had on 6th Street, and being so poor in our apartment when everyone had like the Atari and Nintendo was coming out. I remember that I had a TV with the knob you turn, and I would turn to the static station, and the black and white static I'll pretend was a video game, like the black and the white was kind of battling each other, and I'll sit there in front of my staticky TV and pretend like I had an Atari or I had like a Nintendo, whatever was out at the time. And so I'm not sure what these flowers are called. I think they're like willows or something with a W. But I would be outside and it'd be like these flowers that would produce this like white kind of like white cotton looking like kind of flower petal or whatever that would float in the air, and they would say they were good luck if you would wish on them. And so this is when I got the motivation to actually know I wanted better for my family, that I really understood the value of money, and I really understood how poor we were. See, it wasn't like, I didn't have the kind of family where it was like, hey, you went out to eat when you wanted to go out to eat. It wasn't even like a McDonald's or a slice of pizza when you wanted pizza. It was like, nah, we got these food stamps and this welfare food and this wick right here, and you're gonna eat this fucking these wick eggs and this cheese and this whatever we got, and that's what you're gonna eat, and that's it. And so same thing with how we dressed. I remember my mom telling me stories about how she would go into the local store and change my sneakers in the store and just walk out. Like, that's how I got new sneakers. It was just a switch up. And so understanding how poor my family was and how poor we were growing up, how much we struggled, I remember one day running into this empty parking lot on 6th Street in Plainfield, New Jersey, and running out and grabbing one of these, you know, flower petals floating in the air that's supposed to be magical or lucky or good luck. And I remember grabbing one, and I'm telling you, the thing is that I remember myself. I remember my 7-year-old, 8-year-old self grabbing one of these petals and wishing for $1,000,000,000,000 so I could take care of my family. But something about that wish, to me, it wasn't fake, it wasn't dormant, it wasn't just a wish. It was actually a belief. Like, I always believed at that moment, I really had a concrete belief that one day I will be able to do something special and be able to provide $1,000,000,000,000,000 for my family. So it wasn't just like a kid wish with no motivation behind it, a kid wish with no ambition or action behind it. Like, I made up my mind at that time that, and through my whole life, I stuck to that model that I would provide for my family, that I always looked at it as being on me. I don't know if it's because I was the oldest of 4, and at that time I was only the oldest of 2, and later on I would have 2 more brothers and sisters younger than me, Artea, Art, and Joy. And you know, it was all, and then with the drama with my mom and my stepfather going back to prison, and you know, I always been the man in my house for so long. So whether it was my father in prison, my biological father gone, or whether it was my father or stepfather in the household but suffering from a heroin addiction, no matter what, it all still fell back on me from a very young age. And so I always had this sense of responsibility, and I believe that sense of responsibility to my family, to my siblings, to my mother, is the same responsibility that's trickled over to our community. It's like I feel a sense of responsibility having the talents, the gifts, the capacity that I have to go serve and help build wealth and help build social capacity for all of us, or at least bring us to the water in which we could drink, bring us to the well. And so at that moment and in that day, it really sparked the ambition of the man that I've become and the man that I've been throughout my whole life, that I knew that I had to go get. And not only had to go get a little bit just to be comfortable, is that my wish was for $1,000,000,000,000,000. And I ain't hit a trillion yet. I mean, damn it, I ain't hit a billion yet, but I definitely made some millions. And I could look back to that moment at 7 years old, wishing for millions of dollars, just wishing, and then follow that the course of my life, that I actually went out and through hell, through poverty, through prison, and through whatever I had to go through, I came out on top. And with that, I want to say the devil would kiss my ass. No matter what he threw at me, I was able to survive, I was able to endure, I was able to outwork the circumstance, I was able to outwork the pain, I was able to outwork the adversity, and most importantly, I was able to outwork the work. And that's what got me here today. $1,000,000,000,000,000,000, Outwork the Work, Volume 1.